All right, guys, so it's 4 o'clock. I'm just going to go ahead and get started here. Let's just taking a look at the syllabus. Have you guys checked on the kits yet?
Yeah.
They're there?
They're over at the other building.
Perfect. At the main library. Mountain Campus.
Go upstairs and talk to the people up there.
Upstairs, talk to the people up there. They're there. Okay, good. Well, better late than never.
I don't think this bookstore is open.
No, they just closed down the Missoula College bookstore. Done. Out of business. Till further. I don't know if the new building's going to have its own bookstore. Maybe not. Maybe not. Why bother? I mean, it's just right there. Sorry, what? Yeah, it's the new Missoula College campus.
I figured she's up to those 3 in class, so I'm like, I'll just go.
So, good.
Next year, right?
Kits are in. Yeah, I think the plan is to start moving faculty offices over there in the spring, so we're up and running for the fall. Yeah. Okay, so let's just take a look here in the Moodle shell. And I think we're moving along pretty nicely. Last week, I think everyone did a pretty good job, working through that orthographic projection. If you didn't finish, wrap that first one up. If you did, I'll just grade those in class and hand them back to you. This next one, it's just Multiview 2, so a little bit more of the same thing. Here's a few things, and again, if you want to turn it in here, you can. Turn it in hard copy, fine. Both, even better. Here are a few things that I noticed. Just kind of right off the bat. For the units, if I can make this a little bit bigger. Hello. There's Multiview for you. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. For the units, and again, do it either way you like, but I typically like to see that 0 in front of the decimal. If you can find somewhere else in the textbook that said no 0 in front of the decimal is a standard, fine, go with it. Go with the standard. But in general, and I guess we kind of know that, that's not 50 inches. It's 0.5. And if the drawing is in inches, and the title block should say that. Let's just see what the title block says down here. Scale. Add dimensions to Multiview. It does not say. Typically, here's the deal. It's again back to Occam's razor. Simple as possible, but not simpler. It doesn't say inches on here anywhere. It could be kilometers. This thing could be a dam or something, for all we know. But somewhere down in the title block, it really should say dimensions in inches. It does say that this is a 1-to-1 scale. Well, what we want you to do is draw a 1-to-1 scale. Everything's in inches. You can fit it on one sheet of paper, just like you did last time. So no big deal there. Draw the front view. Draw the top view, and draw, now this says the right views. For now, why would you draw, let's see here. The only reason I would think it would say draw the right views would be if you were to draw a section. Because obviously, if I'm looking at this thing from the right, I'm going to see this as a visible surface. This is going to be a visible surface, visible surface, visible surface, visible surface, hidden surface. Right? So you're going to have this is a hidden surface, and then this sort of U-shaped thing on the back is also going to be a hidden surface. I don't see any major motivation here to draw a section, because there's not like a hole anywhere. I mean, there are these slots and grooves, but no hole. So draw a right view. If you want to draw a section, draw that instead. If you want to draw the right view and a section, do it on 2 separate sheets of papers. Exactly why it says draw right views on, I don't know. So I don't think you need multiple right views in order to show a machinist how to make this part. Once you draw the full thing, just like we did last time, you're like, oh gosh, I don't think I could machine this thing. Then make a section to make it clear what the cross-sectional shape is. But for now, front view, top view, right view. Label them. A few of you are still kind of struggling with the handwriting, so on the labeling, make yourself a 1/4 inch tall little set of lines to put your lettering in. One thing I mentioned last time to a couple guys still working on their lettering, you can even take, let's just say, here's your, let's just look at it this way. Let's say you've got your paper here, there's your 1/4 inch lines. If you just take another sheet of paper and sneak it up under there as a guide, your pencil will not go beneath the paper. Well, you might if you forced it, but it's just another, like a mechanical stop to keep your pencil from going outside the lines. A couple other people I've seen that as they write, it gets from bigger to smaller, it's like a perspective view on your lettering. I don't know exactly where that comes from, but no real need to do that. In fact, it just should be all the same height. So you might play around with putting a sheet of paper at the bottom of your letters and maybe another one at the top, so that your pencil simply cannot go any further than that little line you're writing on. So, neatness counts. And again, I told you a few tips for like where to hold your hand, rest your wrist, rest your forearm, play around with it a little bit until you feel comfortable and relaxed. Maybe another thing is like try not gripping your pencil too hard. If you start to grip it too hard, you're shaking. I mean, obviously too soft, it's going to fall out of your hand. But just play around with it a little bit and see what works for you. I'm not going to be able to teach you exactly how to do it, other than say experiment on your handwriting. So don't put the inches symbols on there. If you can't fit the .50 in there, you stick it out there. Stick it on the side. You still need the 2 arrowheads on either side. Same thing with the .3 there. Make sure your dashed lines are the same, a consistent length. I can see in this drawing that, okay, the dashed line near the corners end up being a little shorter, and aesthetically, that actually looks pretty good. I'll say aesthetically that looks pretty good. Even back here, you can see each little portion of that dashed line is shorter than the full portion of that dashed line. So if you're gonna make any one of these lines shorter than the other one, let it be the last one near a corner or near a vertex. Well, corner and vertex are the same thing. This an edge, as you remember, is a line where 2 surfaces intersect, and then a corner or vertex is where 3 or more edges intersect. So work on that.
Which side is the front?
This is the front, the one closest to us.
Side.
Yeah, and I think you might also be able to get away with, again, if you have more time, you can use that symmetry line. If you remember and I've seen it a couple times there in the textbook. I'll just draw something simple like the letter H. If you want, play around with this a little bit. there's a symmetry line that just has a double, like, off the top of my head, I can't remember exactly if it's dashed or solid. Actually, no, there it is on page, it's right there on page 137. It's the first figure in chapter 4, and it looks like a center line, except it's got the, those little dashes right there. And that's just gonna tell your machinist, it is as simple as it looks. If you flip it both sides, it's as simple as it looks. So that's what a symmetry line looks like. Get those two dashes on there. Okay, so I think I brought tape. It's in my hand. Now I just want to grab it. Anyone else bring tape?
I got it.
Do you have some, Todd? That's kind of weird. I know I brought it. Blue tape. Wow, fancy.
Elf masking tape.
Well, okay.
It comes off this tape, that other tape.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll go grab some more. But I'll let you guys go ahead and get started working on that.